Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another really exciting Spider-Man PS4 related video, more specifically going over the recent DLC for Marvel's Spider-Man of Silver Lining. And of course, huge thank you to PlayStation, Insomniac, and Marvel for actually granting me a free early review code of Silver Lining so that way I can actually make these early videos for all you guys to enjoy. Without them, as well as all the incredible passion that you true believers show me on a daily basis, these early review videos would not ever be possible, so thank you all so much for everything. And just like what we did with the Heist and Turf Wars, we did take a more in-depth look at the costumes that were implemented within those DLC packs, and we are going to be doing the exact same thing for these costumes within Silver Lining, as well as the new updated web suit. And as I'm sure you all remember, we did have some really interesting suit packs within the previous DLCs, mainly with the Heist with the Kane suit, also known as Scarlet Spider Mark II, as well as Insomniac's own custom design of the Resilience suit, and of course Spider UK. And with Turf Wars, which had the best suits so far in my opinion for the DLC, were of course the Silver Spider Armor, also known as Spider Armor Mark I, as well as the original Iron Spider Armor, and of course Brian Intar's favorite suit of the Mangaverse Spider-Man, also known as Spider Clan. And this time around we did get some pretty interesting ones, specifically since two of them are from extremely popular Spider-Man movies, and the other two are from comics that not a lot of people may know about. But overall, given all the DLC suits that we do have for Silver Lining, I would say that this is a pretty decent arrangement of costumes, specifically with the last two, which we are going to talk about later on. But starting off with the first costume on the list is actually with Cyborg Spider-Man, which is one that has started to grow on me even more the more I use it while I'm playing the game. Now yes, if you do look at it, you will see that this is simply another redesigned version of Insomniac's iteration of the classic suit within Spider-Man PS4, but still, I do like all the little trinkets that have been added onto it. While the overall layout of this suit is identical to that of the classic suit, I do love the additional parts of the bandages, as well as the flowing bandana when you swing around and fight crime, as well as the really cool cyborg goggles and utility belt that Spider-Man is wearing. Not to mention that punching a ton of enemies with your incredibly tough and durable cyborg arm just feels incredibly satisfying, to say the least. Especially given what the narrative notions of Silver Lining entail, I do think it actually makes a lot of sense that Cyborg Spider-Man would be implemented within this DLC pack. Still, out of all the DLC suits in this pack, if I did have to swap out one of them for another costume like the Sensational suit or the Spider-Man Unlimited suit, I would choose the Cyborg Spider-Man suit in a heartbeat to switch out for something else. Still, at first I wasn't too big of a fan of this suit, but now the more I wear it, the more I actually come to appreciate it. But moving on to a suit that I highly appreciated from the get-go is the Dr. Aaron Ikemen suit, which has never been seen in an open-world Spider-Man game before. Now for this suit in particular, it is yet again another armored Spider-Man outfit, but still I do like how much more distinctive it is compared to the other armored suits that are in the game already. And the reasons why the Ikemen suit is so different compared to the other armored suits in Spider-Man PS4 is because of its incredibly unique helmet design, as well as the huge boots that are on his lower torso. Out of all the other armored suits in the game, this one is definitely my favorite because of how vibrant the colors are for it, as well as how durable it seems to be when fighting enemies. Although one complaint that I do have with this costume, even though I do know the same design goes for how it is in the comics, is that there is no back spider logo on Spider-Man's costume for the Aaron Ikemen suit. And for whatever reason, the same thing goes for how his design is in the comics, where he never has any spider logo on the back of his costume, but only rather on the front. And seeing how Insomniac have added different textures and layers for the other suits in the game, I would think that they would also have added a back logo to the Ikemen suit within this game as well. But instead, they did decide to just go with a one-to-one exact design from how he is in the comics directly implemented within the game. And even though there isn't anything directly wrong with that, I still wish there was an added logo within the back of the Ikemen suit's armor. But regardless, wearing this suit while swinging around the city does feel incredibly satisfying and very high-tech at the same time. But moving on to a suit that is much more comic booky than the others, especially much more than the vintage comic suit, is of course the suit from the newest animated Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And honestly, I don't think there's too much to say about this suit because of how incredibly beautiful and detailed this is, and how it looks directly from the film itself. The vintage comic suit used more of a cel-shading art style in order to get its look down, and as for the Mangaverse Spider-Man suit or Spider Clan, it used more of an anime stylistic vibe. Whereas for the Into the Spider-Verse suit, it actually uses more of the Kirby dot aesthetic that you see in the older 60s and 70s Spider-Man comics. So not only is this suit paying direct homage to the art style of those old school comics, but its body shape is also directly identical to that of how Peter Parker looks in the animated film as well. So if you wish that there was a game based off of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, all you have to do is wear this this suit and you'll feel right at home. But sadly, none of these Silver Lining DLC suits can compete with the newest suit that has been added to Spider-Man PS4 in a brand new free update of the web suit, also known as, of course, the very much popular Sam Raimi costume. And if you personally love the Into the Spider-Verse suit, this one is almost just like that, except 10 times better. And the reason why I say this is because just like the MCU suits, they look almost one-to-one identical to their movie live-action counterpart. Everything from the raised webbing to the reflective lenses, as well as the extremely accurate color palette for the Raimi suit, just looks absolutely breathtaking. And I do have to admit, once I wore this suit for the very first time when swinging around New York, I felt like I was 4 years old again watching the very first Tobey Maguire movie for the first time ever. So besides all the other suits looking extremely detailed, this one is just pure nostalgia for me as a Spider-Man fan. But with all that said, those are all of the newest suits that have been added within the Spider-Man PS4 DLC pack of Silver Lining, and I can't wait to see what you guys think of them when you're able to play with them yourselves. Let me know all your thoughts about these suits in the comments section down below, and for you personally, which one is your personal favorite suit? For me personally, the Advanced suit is still my favorite costume within Spider-Man PS4, but if I had to choose one of these DLC suits as my favorite, I would of course go with the Raimi suit. But still, everyone has a different opinion, so I would love to hear what you guys think about them in the comments section down below. But until next time, true believers, stay spectacular, Spidey fans, enjoy the rest of this footage, and until next time everyone, peace out.
Sable's gonna be happy I got her stuff back. Actually, she won't be happy. She'll be just a little less angry.
Hold still! It'll only hurt for a sec.
Not gonna lie, feeling pretty good about myself right now.
I think I'm in love. Why not keep a good thing going? Let's turn it up a notch! What's that? Oh, right! Jetpack! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe!
Charge him!
Stunning! Are you a professional?
You asked for it! Never touch his breath!
Look! Even more of my fans! Aw! Yo,
Good, but I can do better.